Last, it was time to venture to the east side of the atoll. Tides made this possible, as normally to access the east side we would have had to run all the way around Surf Island in the south and up the other side, which takes a long time. On our way over, though, we thought we'd stop and have a little bit of fun on some of the coral bommies.
Did you just get an upgrade?
Oh.
Yeah, you upgraded to a shark. So you went from a grouper to a barracuda to now you've caught a shark. He's coming round to the left, right? Let me get there. Tighten the drag.
Always a bigger fish in the ocean. When the shark gets eaten, they need to stop worrying. That's enough. I think the barracuda's trying to eat the shark now.
It is. This just gets better.
Something's come off. Okay, leave it there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, feed it line.
Feed it line.
Okay, hit it. Yeah, he's gonna bite you off.
Jesus.
On the other side of the flat, Tim slid us into a white river channel that drained the inner lagoons to the surf line. We drifted over a lovely coral head. The Napoleon wrasse peeked out. Jack dropped his fly and gave it a twitch, and the Napoleon engulfed it. After a brutal battle, Tim managed to slip a net to it. Napoleon wrasse are a really prized species, and landing one of these things is a major achievement, and we were all elated for Jack. The camouflage colours are just breathtaking.
So the others have decided they don't like me anymore, so they've dumped me on this coral head, which is a bit of a shame, really. I thought we were getting on so well. So again, we're on the dropping tide. It's day 5. We're in a big drainage area on the east side of the atoll, and there are these little raised patches of turtle grass. Tide's dropping out fast, and we're waiting for some big donkeys to come off the flats and hopefully start skirting around the edge here, so I'll be able to see them. Light's not great though. It's quite flat, it's very bright, it's very still. Hopefully they'll come back for me at some point. Tim's last comment was, yeah, and keep an eye out for sharks. Great. I found myself a nice solid coral bommy to stand on. So I've been standing here a little while now. The tide has now dropped probably 3 or 4 inches. Pete's just seen a big fish over there on his little grassy knoll, and Tim's also just seen one, so I think things are beginning to move now, so we'll have to keep our eyes absolutely peeled. This is the bit where you tend to switch off because you've been standing and staring at the water for a while. You've got to keep on point. So kit-wise today, I've got a big fulling mill Cosmo critter on here. It's a cross between a brush fly and a big shrimp pattern, which is particularly effective on some bigger GTs. I'm using an 11 weight new Hardy Zane Pro, which I have to say I'm getting on very, very well with. I've got the Rio 11 weight GT line. To get ready for my positioning, I'm scanning this area. So this is where the lagoon drops out into this white sand area, and as the tide drops, this area is going to become more defined. It's going to channel the fish hopefully into this white sand, which is much easier to spot a big moving target on the white sand. So Tim's positioned us absolutely perfectly on the drop here. Got all my lines stripped out. I've made a couple of false casts, and then I tend to just put the fly in the ring like that and just hold onto the leader, and it means I'm ready and I can pick up that fly and I can make my cast as soon as I see a fish. You see this? Needlefish, garfish, scourge of the sea, smashes up your flies, just hateful, hateful creatures. Go on, bugger off.
Drifting down these channels is a sight to behold, as all sorts of fish species call it home. A little further down we came across a big pack of bluefins. One surged ahead and I managed to land this specimen. As the tide had bottomed out, Tim took us round to a long sandy edge that was simply beautiful. The light was perfect coming from behind, lighting up the surf like a spotlight some 20 metres away from us. Jack hooked up straight away to a couple of fish cruising on the edge.
Well done, Jack.
Bigger than you thought. Oh, really? Just we've been seeing those bigger ones. Your perception is
GT's a GT.
One in the surf.
Most GT fishermen always treasure a fish in the surf. There's something truly special about it.
And now we are fishing the surf line, proper surf line, on the east side. Just missed a couple of really big fish. Came in, tried to smash the fly, but overran it. Didn't hook up, sadly. Pete just had a nice one. Jack just had a nice fish. So hopefully we might see a few more trying to sneak in on this clean water. There's nothing more magnificent than seeing the blue GTs just float in on the waves. Just keeping an eye out for the blue shapes. Ocean fish, when they come in off the ocean, they're just a wonderful blue colour. So we're standing here looking for sharks, mostly. So I've seen quite a few fish. Pete's hooked up to another one now. I mean, it looks like there's quite a lot of fish coming in on this tide, which is really cool. Seen a couple of big sharks come in too, so now we're just waiting on me coral bombing. Hoping one will come past me. I did get a shot just now, but sadly, fish disappeared in the waves and I don't think he saw the fly. But we keep looking. Looks like that battle's going well over there. I just got another shot at a fish which came creeping in from the left up here. So I put the fly in and I did a couple of strips and the fish just charged straight at my feet, which wasn't particularly helpful. And now I've lost the light again, so it's not going to be too long, I think, before I'm going to get pushed off this little vomit here. The waves are beginning to get quite deep and already the water is kind of up to my waist. I really need some light to be able to see. Yeah, let's just get back to the boat. Can't see anything, the light's gone, it's getting a bit deep. A bit murky. It's not an ideal place to be in those kind of conditions because you don't know what else is creeping around out here. There's some fairly large tigers and lemon sharks knocking around on these areas.
The tide was now too high to fish the flats, so our merry band targeted the channels and cuts for the multitude of species to be found there. Often overlooked, the snapper and the grouper will give you a really good battle, and we all went home with sore arms that night.